Howard Sanders' narrative stands as a testament to the extraordinary power of profound transformation. A life-altering odyssey that emerged from the crucible of hardship and ultimately revolutionized his entire perspective on existence. This remarkable journey, which would lead him to an entirely new existence brimming with gratitude, personal growth, and a sense of purpose, all began with what initially seemed like a trivial annoyance. It was an unassuming evening when Howard, a man in his late 30s, made his way home after a long, exhausting day at work. At that point in his life, he had managed to carve out a comfortable niche for himself as a marketing professional. With a well-paying job, he deftly balanced the demands of his career with an active social life, attending networking events, going out with friends, and enjoying the trappings of a successful urban lifestyle. Little did he know that this seemingly ordinary day would mark the beginning of a life-changing adventure. That fateful night, as he settled in at home, Howard absent-mindedly noticed an itch on the side of his neck. Without giving it a second thought, he scratched at what he assumed was a mosquito bite. Dismissing it as a minor nuisance likely brought on by the arrival of warmer weather, he casually attributed the itch to the changing seasons, not realizing that this innocuous sensation would soon spiral into something far more serious. Over the next few days, the bite took an unexpected turn for the worse. What had started as a small, red bump began to swell, transforming into an angry, swollen lump that grew larger by the day. By the end of the week, the lump had reached an alarming size, becoming hard to the touch and radiating discomfort with every movement. Howard started to notice a strange sensation coursing through his body. His energy levels plummeted, making it difficult for him to get through even the simplest tasks. His focus diminished, and a dull ache seemed to emanate from the swollen area, gnawing at him constantly. Despite his attempts to rationalize the situation, deep down, he knew that something was seriously wrong. As much as he tried to convince himself that it was just a bad reaction or a minor infection that would go away on its own, the persistent symptoms and the increasing pain refused to be ignored. Finally, when the discomfort became unbearable, he decided to seek medical help and made an appointment with Dr. Annabelle Gorge, a respected physician known for her calm demeanor and professionalism. When Howard entered the examination room, he was hoping for some reassurance and a quick fix. However, Dr. Gorge's reaction upon examining the wound stunned him. The usually composed doctor was visibly unsettled as she carefully inspected the infected area, her brows furrowed with concern. Howard's anxiety skyrocketed as she began to explain the gravity of his condition. She delivered the shocking news that he had necrotizing fasciitis, a rare and aggressive bacterial infection that rapidly destroys the body's soft tissue. The doctor emphasized that immediate treatment was essential to prevent life-threatening complications. And the gravity of the situation hit Howard like a freight train. Until that moment, Howard had never truly considered his own mortality. Like many people, he had always assumed that he had plenty of time ahead of him, time to achieve his career goals, build a family, travel the world, and experience all that life had to offer. But now, faced with the harsh reality of a life-threatening illness, those assumptions suddenly felt empty and meaningless. Fear crept in, gripping him tightly as he grappled with the possibility of losing everything. Yet, amidst the fear, a newfound clarity began to emerge. In the face of death, he started to question the choices he had made and the way he had been living his life. The following weeks were a harrowing ordeal for Howard, Multiple surgeries were required to remove the infected tissue, leaving him with physical scars that would serve as a constant reminder of his battle. Each surgery was a grueling experience, both physically and emotionally. And the recovery process was long and arduous. He was hooked up to powerful antibiotics to fight off the infection, and physical therapy sessions were a daily struggle as he worked to regain his strength and mobility. Lying in his hospital bed, surrounded by the beeping of machines and the sterile smell of the hospital, Howard was forced to confront questions that he had long avoided. What truly mattered to him? How did he want to spend the rest of his life? The answers were not immediately clear. But one thing was certain: he could no longer go back to living the way he had before. By the time Howard was finally discharged from the hospital, he was a changed man, both physically and emotionally. The man who had once been driven by the pursuit of promotions, material possessions, and social status now found himself yearning for something deeper and more meaningful. He realized that healing his body was only the first step. His soul also needed mending. And so, in a bold and unexpected move, he decided to leave behind his familiar life and embark on a journey of self-discovery. Drawn to the rich cultures and spiritual traditions of India, a country that had always intrigued him but that he had never found the time to visit, Howard booked a one-way ticket to Delhi. From the moment he stepped off the plane, he was immediately captivated by the vibrant energy of the city. Delhi was a bustling metropolis, a place where ancient traditions seamlessly merged with modern life, creating a mesmerizing kaleidoscope of sights, sounds, and smells. The crowded markets filled with colorful textiles, spices, and handicrafts, the honking of horns in the busy streets, and the aroma of delicious street food wafting through the air all combined to create a sensory overload that both excited and overwhelmed him. But it was the spiritual heart of India that truly called out to Howard. His journey began at the Lotus Temple, a place of serene beauty and interfaith harmony. As he stepped inside the temple's meditation hall, he was immediately struck by the sense of peace and tranquility that enveloped him. The stark contrast between the stillness of the temple and the chaos of his previously hectic life was profound, and he found himself able to relax and let go of his worries for the first time in a long while. Sitting in quiet contemplation, he began to reflect on his experiences and the changes he wanted to make in his life. Seeking a deeper understanding of himself and the world around him, Howard decided to travel north to Rishikesh, a town nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas and known as the yoga capital of the world. There, he joined a yoga retreat located by the banks of the sacred Ganges River. Every day at dawn, he would rise early to participate in sunrise yoga and meditation sessions, the sound of the river flowing nearby and the gentle breeze carrying the scent of the mountains adding to the peaceful atmosphere. In the evenings, he would gather with other participants to listen to spiritual discourses, learning about different philosophies and ways of life. For Howard, the practice of mindfulness and focusing on the present moment was both challenging and liberating. It forced him to slow down, to pay attention to his thoughts and feelings, and to let go of the past and the future. Slowly but surely, he began to uncover a sense of inner peace that he had never known before, a feeling of contentment and fulfillment that he had been searching for his whole life. During his time in Rishikesh, Howard also had the opportunity to attend the Ganga Aarti ceremony, a mesmerizing ritual of light and prayer performed on the riverbanks at sunset. As he watched the flickering diyas, or oil lamps, being floated gently down the river, their flames dancing in the wind, He felt a profound sense of connection to something greater than himself. The ceremony was a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of living in harmony with nature. As his journey continued, Howard made his way to Varanasi, one of the world's oldest living cities and a place of immense spiritual significance. Walking along the Ghats, the steps leading down to the Ganges, he witnessed the cycles of life and death that played out openly in this sacred city. He saw people performing religious ceremonies, bathing in the river, and cremating their loved ones. A sight that was both humbling and deeply moving. The experience taught him to embrace impermanence, to accept that everything in life is constantly changing, and to cherish every moment. In his quest for clarity and a deeper sense of purpose, Howard also spent time volunteering at an ashram in Tamil Nadu. The ashram was dedicated to supporting underprivileged children, providing them with food, shelter, and an education. Howard found immense fulfillment in teaching English to the children and sharing stories from his own life. Their resilience and unbridled joy, despite the difficult circumstances they faced, inspired him to let go of his own fears and to embrace life with a newfound vigor. Another transformative experience awaited Howard at a wildlife sanctuary in Kerala. There, he had the opportunity to care for elephants that had been rescued from abusive conditions. Feeding them, bathing them, and walking alongside them in the lush forests was a therapeutic experience that brought a sense of healing to his own soul. These gentle giants, their bodies marked by the physical and emotional scars of past traumas, moved with a quiet dignity that was truly awe-inspiring. Each day, as Howard worked alongside them, he witnessed how they had risen above their suffering, their resilience shining through in every sway of their massive trunks and every gentle rumble they emitted. Their grace and strength mirrored Howard's own arduous journey of recovery and self-discovery. In caring for them, he learned invaluable lessons about forgiveness, both for others and for himself, the power of compassion in healing, and the vital importance of living in harmony with nature. These profound lessons would remain deeply ingrained in his soul, guiding him long after his transformative journey in India had finally drawn to a close.